Good evening. Call to order this June 6th meeting of the Winston-Salem City Council and ask the City Secretary to call the roll, please.
Here.
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 Here. Here. Present.
Thank you. Would you join the City Council and me in a moment of silence? Thank you. Would you join the City Council and me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Our Sergeant at Arms tonight, Lieutenant Rick Newman. Lieutenant, thank you for being with us tonight. Our meeting tonight is comprised of the following items. We have one rezoning petition. We have an item related to the downtown Winston-Salem Business Improvement District. Both of these items are listed as public hearings, and when they're called, persons in the council chamber will be given an opportunity to speak. If there is opposition to the rezoning petition, the opponents and proponents will each be given 15 minutes for presentation and 3 minutes for rebuttal. If no one wishes to speak, I'll close the public hearing and the City Council will consider the item. We're televising this meeting live tonight on TV 13, and it will be replayed again tomorrow at 9 a.m. and Wednesday at 9 p.m. Of course, copies of our agenda as well as videos of our meetings are always available online at the city's website, and just click on the Watch Meetings Online option. May we have item 1?
Item 1, public hearing on site plan amendment of Quality Oil Company, LLC for a GBS zoned site, property located on the southwest corner of Union Cross Road and Solomon Drive in the East Ward. Planning Board recommends approval of the site plan amendment with staff recommendations.
Is there anyone in council chamber who's opposed to this rezoning? I know the petitioners are here if there are any questions. All right, seeing none, I'll declare the public hearing closed. Councilor Montgomery, would you like a presentation by?
Yes, sure, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Turn your mic on.
There we go.
Thank you.
You see the site here shown in yellow. It's just under 2 acres at the southwest corner of Solomon Drive and Union Cross Road. This is the aerial photo of the area, and as you know, Union Cross Road has recently undergone a major widening, along with Solomon Drive has also been widened to make its intersection with Union Cross Road work better and to accommodate the development that you see there even beyond the yellow bordered area there, the GBS and the RM12S area there. This is the subject property for tonight's hearing. It's looking across it toward Union Cross Road, looking south. This is looking at Solomon Drive and Union Cross Road intersection. The site is immediately to the right. This is across Solomon Drive from the site. And then this is Solomon Drive looking west. The site is to the left. You can see in the background there some of the traffic calming devices that were installed on Solomon Drive. That was a result of the discussions around the time of the original zoning, which happened in 2011. This was the site plan that was approved for that rezoning in 2011, and at that corner that you see at the top, it was anticipated at that time that it would be a convenience store along with a car wash. You can see in the upper right-hand corner there was a little car wash building tucked into there. There's some extra care taken for landscaping along Solomon Drive and all that. But it was a rezoning classification that allowed for a variety of different uses. So what they're doing is they're coming back now for a proposed fast food restaurant. And you can see the outline of it there on that site that's up at the upper corner of the overall site. There's no longer obviously a car wash up in the corner. They have retained the enhanced landscaping along Solomon Drive and also landscaping along the other 2 street frontages. You see a cross access to the property to the south whenever that is built, and then there's a single access out onto Pecan Lane and no access onto Solomon Drive and Union Cross Road. This is a 4,500 square foot drive-through restaurant, 76 parking spaces, sidewalks along the street frontages, and the conditions included lighting restrictions, signage restrictions, and requirement to construct Pecan Lane through the property frontage. And as I noted before, Union Cross and Solomon Drive improvements have been made in the recent past, along with the traffic calming. This site plan maintains the 3-foot tall berm in the Type 2 buffer yard along Solomon Drive that was approved with the original rezoning. And obviously it does not include gas pumps or a car wash. And the menu and ordering station for the drive-through is actually located on the southern side of the restaurant, the furthest away from the single-family homes on Solomon Drive. This went on May 12th to the Planning Board for public hearing. There was no opposition. The Planning Board recommended approval, and the site plan meets UDO requirements.
Any questions for Mr. Norby? Councilmember Burke?
Mr. Norbert, when you say they, who are they? They came back, you say they came back. Who are the they who came back?
The developer or the Quality Oil came back with a proposal for a restaurant instead of a convenience store.
So the they still is Quality Oil.
Quality Oil is the petitioner, but they are proposing for this to be a McDonald's restaurant.
So will the they be the ones who will be the Quality Oil who will be having the McDonald's?
McDonald's will actually be coming in and building the site. Quality Oil will be selling it to them.
Oh, that's right. I just need to know, so it'll be McDonald's selling
Yes.
it to somebody after. Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I will call on Councilmember Montgomery if he's ready for a motion.
Yeah, quick question just for the record and comment in motion. And that is just again around the area of lighting, which was a conversation in the original rezoning petition. And then on tonight, just within the actual document, that there does include parameters around lighting that protects the existing neighborhood on Solomon Drive. And would you just detail that particular around the cutoff lighting and other efforts there?
Yes, Councilmember Montgomery, the condition in there is for the use of full cutoff fixtures. So that would mean any lights would have the kind of enclosure around it that would point the light downward instead of outward. The pole of the light can not be any higher than 25 feet, and they would have to certify that it doesn't put off any more than half a foot candle of light at the north and the west property line of the rezoning site. So those are extra measures that were done in order to help protect the neighborhood.
And as well, in terms of the buffering that's on the Solomon Drive area as well, additional efforts to, again, protect the neighborhood that exists on Solomon Drive.
Yes, and instead of just a typical street yard, this is a 3-foot berm with Type 2 buffer yard plantings in it.
Yeah. And lastly, and this does not impact the motion that I'll move for, and I would ask for staff to look at some additional opportunities around street calming around Solomon Drive. As I've had conversations with neighbors, the street calming measures that have been in place for a period of time have impacted, but there have been additional families who've moved into the area with smaller children who continue to have some concerns about the traffic, and you have some that will speed up and then slow down as they get to the speed humps that are there, and just continuing to see how we can make sure that we're looking at for that those issues there. But with that, I move for adoption of 1, statement of consistency as set forth on page 23 of the agenda book, and 2, approval of W-3297.
Second.
Second. Councilmember Taylor?
I just want to state for the record, I second the motion. Councilman Montgomery and I actually share a part of Union Cross Road, and I know he's had several meetings with the community residents. I've met with the community residents. At first, the neighbors were extremely apprehensive about the road widening. They were extremely apprehensive about some of the development that's going on in the community. But I think once they've been able to see the finished product, they understand the need for how we're moving in that part of the city. I think this is an excellent project, and that's why I was actually ready and prepared to support it this evening.
Thank you. Councilmember McIntosh?
I don't know who wants to take credit for this, but I do appreciate the attention to detail of moving the drive-through speakers and that whole apparatus to the offside of the street, away from folks that could have easily been on the other side and created a lot more headache. But that, again, I don't know who takes credit for that, but that was a good move.
All right. Very good. All right. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. That's unanimous. Thank you very much. Item number 2.
Item 2, public hearing on resolution regarding the award of the contract for providing services within the downtown Winston-Salem Business Improvement District and placing this item on the agenda for the June 20th, 2016 City Council meeting.
Councilmembers, I'm going to ask Mr. Rowe to give us just a brief comment on this before we have the public hearing, or his designee.
Good evening, Mayor Jones, members of the City Council.
Good evening.
This will be just a brief presentation, just kind of leading up to where we are today. I'll begin with the map of the current downtown Winston-Salem Business Improvement District. It was approved by Council in November of 2013. It went into effect the following July 1st, 2014. It has a tax rate of 9 cents per $100 evaluation, and that tax rate is for residents and property owners within those boundaries. We have Church Street to the east, Martin Luther King Jr. Drive to the north. The outer western border is Broad Street. The kind of inner western border, that is Spruce Street, and Business 40 there to the south. Last year's session of the North Carolina General Assembly made several changes to the statutes regarding municipal services districts, and I'm just going to take you through some of those changes and the steps that staff and the city has taken to meet the new requirements. First, the city shall solicit input from residents and property owners as to the needs of the service district. We held a public input session at the Benton Convention Center on March 23rd, 2016. We gave a brief presentation, background of the Business Improvement District, and asked those in attendance to comment on anything they liked, didn't like, etc., with what was going on with the Business Improvement District. The next requirement was the city shall use a bid process to determine which private agency is best suited to meet the needs of the service district. We began with a statement of qualifications letter of interest. We advertised that on April 8th, 2016. That was advertised in the Winston-Salem Chronicle, the Winston-Salem Journal, the City of Winston-Salem website, and also the website of the North Carolina Downtown Development Association. The proposals were due on April 29th. We received one proposal from the Downtown Winston-Salem Partnership, and that proposal was then to be scored by a team of city staff. The next requirement, the city shall hold a public hearing prior to entering into, or in our case, renewing a contract, and that shall be noticed by publication in the newspaper of general circulation for at least 2 successive weeks prior to the public hearing. We've met that requirement, and the public hearing is scheduled for this evening. Finally, city staff are recommending that we award the contract to the Downtown Winston-Salem Partnership. It was scored an average of 94.3 points out of a possible 100. It was scored by representatives from the Community and Business Development Department, the City Manager's Office, and the Budget and Evaluation Department. We recommend a contract length of 5 years, which is the maximum allowed by state law. And the Downtown Winston-Salem Partnership, I should note, is the current provider of Business Improvement District services. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Mr. Councilman Burke?
Now, we know what you're talking about, but if somebody was sitting out there and they would say awarding a contract to the downtown partnership, would you explain that a little bit more? I know when they got started. I know where they've been.
Yes, Councilmember, of course. The Business Improvement District services are, while it's funded by a city tax rate, the services are provided by the Downtown Winston-Salem Partnership, which is a downtown nonprofit who promote and advocate for downtown services. It provides enhanced services within the district. Police services, garbage collection, those are the normal city services, but the downtown area has enhanced services, a little extra cleaning going on, some extra marketing going on. And so the tax rate that is paid for by only residents and property owners within the district are paying for services that they are, enhanced services they are receiving within the district.
Did they ever get the folks to walk around downtown? Mm-hmm. How's that going?
I believe it's going great.
Okay.
All right, any other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll move into the public hearing. Jason Thiel.
Jason Thiel, 305 West 4th Street, Suite 2E, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, 27101. I just wanted to stand up and talk if there are any questions. I will, in the interest of brevity, just simply say that I think the city has set up this business improvement district very well with their advisory committee, and it's been an honor to service the advisory committee and work on these things. I will say that one of the things is that we're always talking to the constituents in downtown that pay the additional taxes, and that's something that I feel we strongly communicate what the goals are, and it's always an open door policy. So I'll just leave it there and say thank you for the opportunity to do this.
Thank you, Mr. Steele. Any questions, Mr. McIntosh?
More a comment than a question. I just wanted to note that the tax in this district was approved by the people who were going to pay it. So it's the perfect tax. It's been approved by the people who were paying it, and they get to have their say on how it's spent. And so far, it seems to be working extremely well. Whenever I ask people from out of town what they think of our downtown, and I sort of across the board get comments about how clean it is, and that's a marked change from what it was prior to the clean team being in effect. So we're doing a great job on it.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to be heard? All right, seeing no one, I'll declare the public hearing closed. The action before the council tonight is simply to place this item for the June 20th meeting, so I would entertain a motion to place this on the agenda.
So moved.
Motion second. Discussion?
Comment.
Councilmember Taylor?
Mayor, members of the council, I'm sure I might be in the minority on this, but I just want to throw out a concept for consideration. I think that the terms of our office are every 4 years. And anybody who watches, the NBA finals that is going on right now, or any kind of sporting event, we know that, there's a period of halftime where people come in and assess what's happened in the game or in their business, and they come out with results and try to make the necessary changes. I think 5 years might be a bit longer than what we need to approve. I mean, I'm of the mindset that, after maybe a couple of years, we can come back and reevaluate. Now, I think the bid is a good thing. I think the downtown partnership does an excellent job, the Chamber of Commerce and everybody else. But in the event 100 years from now that wouldn't happen, I think we need to not set the precedence of stepping out for 5-year periods and just look at every 2 years, reevaluating how we assess the bid. That's just my thoughts, but this doesn't preclude us from adding it on the 20th. I just think we've got to look at 2 years as opposed to 5.
20th. Very good. Councilmember Adams?
I think it would be helpful to the council and others if we brought forth the procedures of the downtown business district and how the advisory is formed and what's in place in case something, just say it doesn't work out for friendship's sake, or what is our recourse. I think that's basically what the council needs to see.
Very good. All right, we have a motion to place this item on the June 20th agenda. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, no. That's unanimous. Thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor of the motion to adjourn, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, no. There are none.